Magic Spoon's the high protein, low sugar cereal brand that basically reinvented your childhood breakfast for adults. They probably already have their abandoned checkout email flow dialed in, but I want to walk through how I would build it if they hired me today. And I want to do this to show anyone that's currently running a replenishment or subscription brand how they could create their own. My name is Nolan. I run the only done for you email and SMS marketing agency for subscription brands in particular. And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to structure your abandoned checkout flow step by step so that you can recover more sales and turn more visitors into buyers. All right, so building an abandoned checkout flow for Magic Spoon. And Magic Spoon, like we talked about, they are essentially like a high protein cereal brand. And their whole thing is like, oh, this is your childhood breakfast reimagined for adults. They have they have cereal, different flavors there. They have different treats there, granola, a bundle builder. So they have a couple of different SKUs here, and that's going to play a big part in this build because likely as a replenishment subscription CPG brand, you have many different SKUs and maybe even many different variations within those SKUs. So you're going to want to know specifically how you would create your own abandoned checkout flow for subscription style brands in a way that actually works for your customers. And it's not just like some plug and play thing that can be used across apparel or furniture or anything like that. This is literally for CPG and subscription brand. So when somebody abandons their checkout after putting it there for your brand, we want to try and win them back, right? And this is where the abandoned checkout flow is going to come into play here. So an abandoned checkout flow is essentially a series of emails that go out after someone abandons checkout. So let's say someone abandons checkout here. It's a series of emails that's now going to follow up with these people. So, for example, here, we'll put this, and let's say we just have one email in an abandoned checkout flow for now. So the whole goal of this email is to bring customers back to the website and get them to convert. So we're going to build the entire flow today, and it's going to span not one email, but multiple emails here. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to identify the trigger here for the flow. So likely you're going to be building this inside of Klaviyo. And so that's kind of what I'm going to speak to today. So we're going to call this the Klaviyo trigger here. And essentially what this trigger is going to be is someone abandons checkout, right? We already talked about this. So somebody abandons checkout and they haven't gone back and purchased yet. So you want to make sure that you exclude anybody that's already purchased their order. So somebody abandons checkout, and the next thing that we're going to do here is we'll draw a line here. We're going to go down in the flow, and the next thing we're going to do is we have to wait a certain period of time to make sure that somebody doesn't check out between when they actually abandon their checkout and then when you send the email. So you want to make sure it's not like immediate, because if it's immediate, it's gonna, number one, just kind of look a little bit weird. Like you're gonna be sending an email immediately after somebody abandons their checkout. I've seen it happen before, but the customers are probably like, "What the heck is going on?" But so we're gonna wait here, and there's actually research around what is the best time to send abandoned checkout emails, the first abandoned checkout email. And so the best time that a study found was 1 hour, and we've seen very similar results with the first email. So we're gonna wait 1 hour, and then we're going to send the first email here. Now, we'll talk about what exactly you want to put in this email here, but essentially, you really just want to keep this very, very simple. So we'll call this email 1, and we're going to say very, very, and I'm going to put 3 varies here so you understand the importance of the simplicity of this email. So we're essentially going to call this a nudge, and that's really what it's going to be here. It's going to be a nudge to get somebody over the edge here and get them to convert. So let me show you what results you can expect from this email here. This is going to be the most powerful email in your entire abandoned checkout flow. So you can expect to see strong open rates here. These are your highest buyer intent subscribers. So you can expect anywhere from 40 to 60 to even 70% open rates on these emails. Again, extremely strong click rates on these emails because once again, these are high buyer intent individuals. And so extremely high click rates for these emails. I've seen up to 15, 17, 18% click rates on these. So, but you can expect anywhere from 5 to 15% click rates. And then placed order rates, again, these are going to be very strong compared to like benchmarks or industry averages and things like that. But you can expect anywhere from 2 to like 5% placed order rates on the really strong end here. And so these are things you can expect to see, every single day for your brand, every single week, every single month. And when you set this up correctly, it works absolute wonders for recovering lost sales. So what are we going to do next? So the next step in the flow is we're going to do another like wait period here. And we're going to kind of let that email do the work, email number 1. So we're going to wait, and this time we're going to wait 1 day. And there's kind of many different things you can do here. Some people like to follow up like 4 hours later again. If you want to be like super aggressive, then you can do that. You can do something like that, maybe 4 hours, 8 hours, 12 hours after the last email. Another good thing that you could do here is maybe just do that during like Black Friday or Cyber Monday or a big sale or something like that, where you can be a little bit more aggressive with your customers without getting them to unsubscribe or mark you as spam or something like that we absolutely want to avoid at all costs. So in this case, I'm going to wait 1 day in this example because it's kind of something you could do year round without annoying your customers or just being too aggressive, too in their face or anything like that. So we're going to wait 1 day and we're going to send another email here. So this is going to be email number 2 here. So email number 2. And this one is going to be a very simple reminder email. And I mean very simple. We don't even want people to be scrolling on this email. If you want to do even something like a text-based email, you could do that here, where it's just a couple of lines of words that you could literally just say, hey, I'm reminding you basically to get back to your cart and finish what you started. Now, I suggest doing like high dopamine releasing, visually engaging designs for your abandoned checkout emails. And so here it could be something very short, something that doesn't even go beyond the fold. So when somebody opens your email, they can't even really scroll anywhere because that's the end of the email, if that makes sense. So very simple reminder here for your abandoned checkout email number 2. And so quick note on email number 1 and email number 2 here. So these are going to be your highest impact emails. And so what you can come and do with these emails after you have like some data is you can A/B test these emails and you can increase that click rate, open rate, placed order rate a ton by just being able to focus all of your attention on these very simple emails without going and like conditionally splitting on all of your different products, collections, SKUs, variations, or anything like that, because then that would make it near impossible to actually split test everything with accuracy, right? Unless you have a million people going through your abandoned checkout flow, it's just not going to happen. And so you want to keep these very simple, and you want to keep these very generic too. These aren't the time to, again, split test based on your product or collection or anything like that. You literally just want to send the same email to everybody, because you can then come in and you can split test it and you can find what works, what doesn't work, what needs to be improved, and what needs to be removed, stuff like that. And after you do that for a year and you have the perfect optimized email, then maybe you can consider split testing. But I wouldn't do that until you've literally done biweekly split tests on these two emails for 1 year straight. So you could get the absolute best performing email. And then you can take that template and you can switch it for all of your conditional splits and whatever you want to do. But at the end of the day, this is going to get the best results for you, is these very, very simple emails for number one and number two. Now, for everybody here that loves complexity, well, you're in luck here, because here's what I recommend doing next. So I recommend doing your conditional split here. So conditional splits. And essentially you're going to split here by what product / collection is in checkout at the current time. So what product or collection, what product did somebody add to their checkout basically, or what collection is that product a part of? So where would you want to use product and where would you want to use collection? So if we look at Magic Spoon's website again, these are collections, right? Cereal, treats, granola, those are all collections. But when you actually dig into the products here underneath the collection, well, then you can see the actual case by case product. So this appears to be a product, the fruity. It's one case, which is 4 boxes here. And then within this product here, you have what appears to be different SKUs here. So you have the cocoa. So this would be, in my eyes, this would be another product here. So the fruity and the cocoa would be different products. So then you have peanut butter, you have frosted. So you can see that there's what I'm considering. These are obviously SKUs, but they're, in my eyes, different products for this case. And so there's a ton of different products here, right? You have all these products underneath the cereal flow. You have all these products underneath the treats flow or collection, and you have all these products underneath the granola collection. So if you don't have the resources to go product by product here and create literally conditional splits for each product, then I would recommend sticking with just the collections here for this exercise. So I'm going to focus specifically on cereal here, and I'm going to focus on the product level, but I'm not going to do everything here because obviously that would take a ton of time. But what we are going to do here is we're going to split by product. So if we come back in here, we're going to start splitting by product here. So we'll draw this at first. We'll come over here, we'll draw this. And I'm really going to just focus on like a couple of these for this example here. But essentially what you'd want to do is you literally would want to build out conditional splits for every single product here that you have. So you'd go all the way out and build out these conditional splits. And yes, this is a lot of work, but yes, this is how you get the best results. It's by sending the right email to the right person at the right time, and that's what's going to get that's what's going to increase the personalization aspect of it. And when personalization goes up, conversions go up as well. And so that's what we're aiming for here. So in this case, we have the fruity product, we have cocoa, peanut butter, and all this stuff. So let's come back into here and let's say that right here, this is going to be the fruity product there. And we're going to duplicate that. And this now is going to be the, let's see, let's turn off Grammarly here. This can be the cocoa one. Gosh, Grammarly, come on. How annoying, huh? So, and then we have, these are a little bit too big here. So we have the cocoa one right there. We then have, I believe it was peanut butter. And like I said, you want to do this for all of your products here. So we'll shrink that down a little bit. And what you would essentially keep doing is you would go product 4 here, product 5 here. And like I said, if you don't have the resources right now to build all this out, then just do it on the collection level for now. And that'll be at least a little bit more personalized. So if you were to go the collection route, it would instead just be cereal, and then it would be treats, right? And then you would have granola here, and you would split it based on that. But again, in our case, we're going to go product by product here. And here is what we would do next. So I'm going to focus specifically on the fruity branch here. And here's what we would do. So we would come down here, and this is where email number 3 would take place here. Did I do a weight here yet? Let's see if I did a weight. So I did not do a weight yet. So here is what we're going to do here. So we're going to wait. We are going to wait 1 day here. And essentially what we're going to do is I'm going to copy this, paste it. I'm going to copy this, paste it. And here is where we're going to do email 3, and we're going to do 3A for this. And then for the next product, you would do 3B and so on, 3C, 3D, 3E. So 3A here. And this email is all about, it's all going to be product specific here. So in our case, product specific. And in this case, it's the fruity cereal product. And what do we want to do here? So this is all about the benefits of this specific product. Maybe in this case, it would be more about like the taste. Um, let's see, what else is there? So kind of the benefits. These are like the features a little bit, nutritional facts. So in this case, it could be a little bit about the nutritional facts. It has 4,721 reviews. We don't necessarily want to leverage that as much in here, but reviews never hurt. So a lot of this email number 3 should include things like gluten-free, grain-free, natural flavors, high protein. But it also should really focus in on this specific product here. So it would be product specific photos, all that stuff. So you could also overcome objections here with this email and a lot more. But again, you really just want to focus on product specific stuff here, and really like good images that are product specific here. So that is what we're going to do for email 3A. We're then going to move down, and we're going to wait essentially 1 more day here. And that's kind of big for what we need there. So let's shrink that down. And we're going to send email number 4 after we wait a day here. So you can see here we're doing essentially daily updates here to these people who abandoned checkout. We want to stay top of mind with them. And we're going to do this with email 4A here. So again, you would do 4B, 4C, 4D, 4E for your other products or collections that you're going to do this for. So this is going to be product specific here. And here is where you want to leverage social proof like crazy. So social proof like crazy here. And what I've seen work really, really well is like super long reviews or testimonials or whatever. So like one super long review, and that could be something like, let's find a good review here. So let's see here. So a lot of these are really short, right? Great, always great to have. So that doesn't really mean anything to anybody, right? So you want to find something that is kind of long. So nothing really here yet. Let's see if we can find something. So like this is not bad right here. Love the fruity sweet taste. Um, it's not as long as you'd want it. So let's see if we can find something a little bit better here. Like this is a really good one. I feel like a kid again. That kind of embodies their brand there. So you could consider doing something like that. If you can't find a really long review, then just do like multiple really, really good reviews that showcase this specific product. So you want it to reference the fruity cereal here in this case. You don't want it to reference like the cocoa cereal or anything like that. So like right here, taking the fruity cereal. So my old favorite comes back more healthy, more protein, and less sugar and low carbs. But one thing you can do here is you can leverage all like the number of reviews that that like even all your products have. That's one thing that I've seen work really well here. Another thing is like before and afters with specific products. So like a supplement brand, if you had like a weight loss supplement and then you had maybe like a muscle gain supplement, those would need like two different social proof categories. Those would need two different before and afters to cater to two different audiences, right? And so that's another thing you could do there. But really leverage social proof like crazy here. So that's reviews, that's any publications that you've been featured in, and that's really anything else that you can draw. If you have UGC here, put that there, and really just make these emails, really, really cool to look at, and they're going to do really well here. So that for now is kind of the end of the product specific type of stuff for now. So we're going to now move into email number 5, but first we need to get another weight down here. So let's see, weight, and this time we're going to wait 2 days, right? If someone hasn't purchased by now, sending them an email every single day is probably not going to be the best strategy to do here. It's likely going to cause them to unsubscribe from your list, which you want to avoid. These are again high buyer intent people, and so we want to keep these people happy and keep them on the list at all costs here. So what we're going to do here is we're going to wait 2 days, and we're going to send email number 5 there after that. So in this case, email number 5 is going to be it's going to be generic again. So you're essentially breaking free from this conditional split up here where it was product specific, and you're now moving back down into, it's all consolidating again. So I'll show you kind of what this would mean here. So essentially for like all of these, they would all eventually lead back down to here, and they would get email number 5 all together once again here. So I hope that makes sense. Um, but yeah, so now let's talk about email number 5 here. So again, this is going to be generic, and this is all going to be about like, hey, this is your last chance right now. And so there's going to be some urgency plays here. There could be some scarcity plays here. An angle that I think works really well, and we've tested and works really well, is like, our products sell out quickly. Make sure to get your hands on these. So that's going to be a really good one there. For again, just keeping it. So again, you want to keep these generic emails very, very simple, because you can, like we talked about earlier, you can then go and you can A/B test these emails like crazy, because you have all the traffic coming into these emails, and so you can really optimize these specific emails. Now, by email number 5, you're not going to have as good of results as you do in email number 1 and number 2, but still you can sit there and you can A/B test them. So now what are we going to do? We're going to wait 3 days here, and we're going to do another split test here. So sorry, and we're going to do another conditional split down here at the end. And this time we're going to split between prospects and customers here. So this is going to be people who have never bought before but are on your list. Those are prospects. And then you have prior customers, right? You have people who have purchased before, and they are on your list, and these people abandoned checkout. So we're going to want to tailor different messaging to these people. So on this side, we have prospects here, and we'll just increase the size of that and make that black again. And then on this side, we have customers. And I'm just going to switch these here. So we have prospects on the right, customers on the left, and here is where it's going to split. And we're going to end up in one of these here. So what do we want to do here? So once people land in here, they've already waited 3 days. So we don't need to add any more kind of time delays or anything here. So we can actually go and we can add the touch points here, the actions. So in this case, the action is going to be email 6A for customers. And this is essentially going to be a need a hand type of email. And it's going to be, it should be text based, and it should be like from a real person. Now, a real person's obviously not going to sit here and type out these emails every single time that they come in and that you have to do it. So you're going to automate this. But coming from the founder works really, really well. Also, coming from just a customer support or customer success rep works well. But the founder is going to work the best here in this scenario. So you can choose, hey, do you want to do the founder here or the customer success rep? Because, at the end of the day, most customers aren't going to really think that the founder of a big company like Magic Spoon or something like that just actually sat down and typed an email out to me because I abandoned a $40 cart, right? So if you're a brand that doesn't want to play that game and you don't want to get into that, then you can just send it from a customer's success rep, and it may be a little bit more believable. But again, I don't think customers really care if they see an email from the founder. I think customers know at this point that, hey, this is just kind of part of like an automation or something like that. I don't even think they really think that far through things like that. So here we go, email 6A, and essentially this is going to be the end here for this flow for the customers. But now we're going to move on till the prospects over here, and we're going to send email 6B. And so this is going to be a little bit different and up to you as well on how you want to do this. But essentially, you want to present some sort of first time buyer offer here. So whether that's like a discount, whether that's like buy one, get one, or something like that, you essentially just want to dig into the margins here a bit. And you want to try and convert those prospects into first-time customers, because if you can get those prospects to at least get your hands on the product, you have more of a chance at retaining them for the long term. And so that's what you're going to do there for email 6B, some sort of offer there. And now let's move on to email number 7 here. So email number 7 is going to be similar to the email number 6B. And actually, we need to do a wait here. So let's do a quick wait here. And we're going to wait In this case, we're actually going to wait 20 hours. And there is a specific reason we want to wait 20 hours, and it's because this email is all going to be about your offer is expiring. And we essentially up here, we want to say offer valid for 24 hours or like 1 day. So when 20 hours rolls around, and you could send this at 16, you could send at 18, 20, it doesn't really matter here whenever you want to send it. But essentially, like, hey, your offer is expiring at midnight or in 4 hours or 4, 6, 8 hours, whatever thing you want to do here. But essentially it's like, hey, your offer is expiring at midnight, and this is just going to be a simple urgency play here to get people to see if you can get, any last stragglers in the door for your brand, especially on the prospect side. Uh, and then essentially what you want to do here is the last thing you want to do is we're going to wait 3 days after this, and we're going to do something very similar to what we did with the customers, but wait 3 days, and we're going to send this need a hand type email to prospects this time, but we're going to do a little bit different messaging this time. So obviously this one up here is, more focused on, past customers. And it's kind of like, hey, I saw you have shopped with us before. What is stopping you from ordering this time? And you could even do like, I'll get rid of this really quick so you can see. But you could even do something like a multiple choice question where it's just like reply with the number below. And this works insanely well on SMS. So this is kind of something you could do on the SMS side as well. And you should do, and I'll make another video on the actual SMS strategy for abandoned checkout, but you could do this with SMS, you could do this with email. And essentially it'd be like, one would be like shipping cost is hurting me. Two would be like uh, just browsing. Three would be like just overall price in general. And four would be like, don't need it or something like that. And then if somebody answers you, you can essentially just have your customer support team, or depending on how big you are, maybe you're doing it, they can then tailor offers specifically for what pain they are experiencing currently. So this is another way to, it's kind of like one-to-one problem solving for your customers, and it's a way to earn trust and all that stuff. But essentially, I'm just going to copy this one right here, and we're going to put this down here because I just wrote all that out. But essentially, email number 8 here is all going to be about the same exact stuff here. So need a hand, all this type of stuff. But essentially, this time it's focused on prospects. So here, instead of, hey, I saw you shop with us before, you could say, hey, most people order by now. Or you could say, hey, most people who have not ordered by now attribute X problem. What is stopping you from ordering? Or what's holding you back? What's holding you back is a good one. So what's holding you back? Something like that along those lines. Obviously, go back to the drawing board and wordsmith it for your brand. But again, very similar here for these. And then again, have your customer support team tailor offers specifically for what pain they're experiencing currently. And don't be afraid to dig into the margins here for first time customers. You really want to get these people in the door. Awesome. So I hope this helped